Hello, welcome back to another episode of Boys Love Iland 2 NA.
Episode 2.
Episode 2. This is the second week.
This is the second week. First mission together.
We are in the time machine.
Okay, we're
right
in time. Oh, let's adjust this now.
Okay. We are going to KCON.
We are going to KCON at the end of July. We are recording this July 2nd.
We are recording this July 2nd. The goal is to finish all of these episodes, have them in the bank, so that we do not spoil ourselves
before
with
we go to
the
KCON.
lineup.
Yeah.
That being said, this comes out the week after the official
Show
lineup has been released.
announced. Yeah. So we are
That
racing
also
against...
being said, we have not yet in our schedule.
Episode 1 hasn't even come out yet.
Episode you want? Yeah.
Of Boys.
What when we're
recording right now? Yeah.
No, episode 1 hasn't come out yet, and we are not recording our final
recap until is it right before we leave? Basically?
Until Monday, July 22nd, and
So,
we leave Thursday, July 25th. So we got a little bit of wiggle room.
Okay.
We got a few days.
Got a few days.
Just in case.
So we are I have muted all of Iland 2
Yeah.
on my Twitter.
Nothing.
I'm making a plea. I made a plea in the first video, in the first episode, to not leave spoilers on the comments below.
And we're going to make it weekly.
And we are going to make it weekly because there might be people that are watching it in real time that are not on a time crunch.
Because they're not going to have their debut. They're
probably just going to do the signal song. They're probably going to sing Final Love Song.
They're probably going to sing Final Love Song
songs.
and probably another song. They're probably only going to do 2 songs. And then they probably won't debut until October, November is my guess. So that they can squeak in just in time for Mamas, maybe. Maybe. I don't know.
Get
I
that
don't know how that works.
Get that Rookie of the Year nom.
That being said, this is very exciting. The show is great so far.
Yeah, I'm having fun.
We have much to discuss.
We do.
The Iland girlies are enjoying a continental breakfast. It's just like the Holiday Inn, really.
Yeah. I love a continental breakfast.
What's the official definition?
The first known use of the term continental breakfast was in 1896. It's always been like a hotel breakfast.
Okay.
But it was always in tune to like the emerging middle class in America and a lot of European travelers visiting America. Traditionally consists of a light breakfast food such as toast, muffins, pastries, yogurt, and a coffee or tea. A continental breakfast describes the type of breakfast you'd encounter in places like France, Italy, and Germany, continental Europe.
Okay.
As well as places in the Mediterranean. It's a lighter, more delicate alternative to the full English, because full English is plates, eggs, beans, toast, sausage,
blood sausage.
Yeah.
Oh
my God, I love a full English though. A fry up. They're enjoying a continental breakfast.
They're enjoying a continental breakfast, such as those consumed by the French, the Germans,
and
the
Italians.
Spanish, and the Italian. And there's your knowledge for the day.
Yeah. And the girlies are hungry.
They're having a great time.
They're dancing 24 hours a day.
24 hours nonstop.
Let them eat.
Meanwhile, at Ground, they're playing a spirited game of red light, green light.
And Yuju is already like, I'm going to journal because I'm not here to play.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
What were they supposed to be doing, though, during that time?
They're just waiting for their mission.
They're just waiting.
So that's the thing.
So why
what should we be doing? Warming up? For hours?
I guess. I don't begrudge them playing red light, green light. On the other hand, why don't you just sit and chat?
Yeah.
But it is funny. Build networks and relationships.
Right. Form alliances.
I'm willing to form an alliance.
But what is crazy, I mean, it's already a switch from Iland 1 ground.
Yeah.
Where it feels in Iland 1 ground, they feel more reserved.
There's definitely the similarity is that there's still sisterhood from Iland Ground 1.
It feels more reserved with the boys, but the girls are like, it's camp. They are in summer camp.
It's summer camp for sure.
Yeah.
They're a little like, we're in Ground, but the vibes in Iland 1 were like, we're at death's door. It was also mid-pandemic.
It was also the pandemic, so they probably were like,
that.
they haven't seen their families in like a trainee plus quarantined way.
Yes.
And for this one, it feels like they're in summer camp.
Yeah. It's lighter. It's a lighter energy. They announced that this is test number 1. They're going to sing the Signal song, which is produced by Teddy.
Yes.
The girlies are ecstatic over that news.
It is the final love song. It is
the
literally
final love
sampled
song.
final countdown. And honestly, it slaps.
Oh, it's good. It's
good.
really good.
Here's the thing with Teddy.
I like it more than the Signal song from Iland 1.
Oh, yeah.
Into the ground.
Yeah.
Here we go. Into the island. Into the island.
Into the Iland. That was the joke.
Into the island. Here's the situation though. Iland's gonna go first. Depending on their overall average group score, they are going to have 0 to 6 people sent to ground. From there, the same number of people, ground will then perform.
Mm-hmm.
If there's anybody that's going to leave Iland, ground will perform, and then they will be filled from individual performances. The producers will pick and send them over.
So the only way ground can perform is if they get at least one person eliminated in Iland.
Yes. And the girls themselves are kicking each other out of Iland. The
Yes.
Iland girls are
voting
each other out. Off the island.
Off the Iland.
The leader is named for Iland. The leader is named as Chongun because
First place
PO1. She's the ace.
Yeah.
Just a reminder that Chongun is 16 years old.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
There's so much responsibility. It's a young cast.
Yeah. But you would think that she was like 23. The way as soon as she knew like matured wise.
No, I understand. Her decision making
is so like clear-headed. Even though like she obviously learns like a lesson in the decision making, she still makes it very.
She's got the leadership narrative.
She does. She already has like a clear. She justifies her own decisions.
This is exactly what happens with Heesung in episode 2 of Iland. He is the leader because he's the ace. It is not forced on him by production.
They vote, but they just
vote
voted
him.
Yeah.
And then he kind of
makes
some not the best decisions. And so he learns a lesson and kind of like steps back from leading in general. It doesn't feel like
she's stepping back from the responsibility, but she's still learning the lesson.
Yes.
But she ends up having to decide who gets what part.
They show there are 12 obviously there's 12 of them. There's 12 parts. There's a main dancer, there's a main vocalist, and there's a center.
And they have the most lines.
And then everyone else 4 through 12 has one.
Yeah.
Part 10 has a dance solo. Fine, who cares? It's really the main 3, the big 3. And before the rules are finished even being announced, she starts
deciding. Great. So,
center, I'm immediately seeing Chuan.
Yeah.
And main dancer, obviously Sejong.
She is the main dancer.
Yeah.
And then the PA says, you have an hour to make these decisions.
Oh. Maybe we spoke too soon.
I think she was just ready to be like, yeah, I know these girls. I've seen them. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Admirable.
I love that she even had that thought.
She already had thoughts and didn't shy away from them.
Those are the people who performed those parts later in this episode.
That's true.
We just go through we take the scenic route to get there.
We do. We take a bumpy road.
Yeah. Meanwhile, over at ground, they are informed of the same rules. They are not told who the leader should be, so they all decide together that it's Yuju.
Yes, because Yuju has performed in a survival show before.
She's the one not playing red light, green light.
She's the one not playing around.
She speaks some Japanese.
Yes, that was a big thing. They're like, she speaks enough Japanese to help the Japanese girls.
So the ground distribution happens pretty quickly. Yuju is the center. Main vocal is Chiwon, and main dancer is Minsol. Great.
Yeah.
Back in Iland, Tongun is deliberating, taking her hour.
Yes, she's taking her hour. She's taking notes. She's asking people.
People are
petitioning themselves to her. There was this moment where Sarang and Juwon were like appealing for the center part, and it was funny because they were like, "Is it okay if we talk to you, or are you busy right now?" And he's like, "You can talk about it. I mean, I'm working on it, but you can talk and I'll listen." Mm-hmm. She just felt like she had a command of her responsibility.
She is. Yes, she's not embarrassed by the power she has, which I think is the most interesting thing, especially I mean, that was the whole point of the book, Lean In, was like women often, when they are given roles of power, they apologize for what they're doing. Yeah. And there is none of that with Tongun. It is a completely different scenario, by the way, from the she was the CFO of Facebook, writing a book. Right. But I that is what it reminded me of, was that she was like very unapologetic about having to do this. Not that she was like
mean or abrupt, because there were moments where people were like, "Hey, can I ask you about a part?" And she was like, "Not right now. I'm actually like in the middle of figuring it out. Yeah, in a little bit, you can come grab me." Yeah. Or she'll go up to a person and be like, "Can you sing an E sharp?" Like just straight up, like, "What's the highest note you can do?" Yeah. It's really impressive.
It's fascinating to watch.
That I've never seen in a survival show. Because I mean, like,
no.
Because even in like the early Boys Planet, like the different leaders that have come in the Boys Planet units, it was always about like mediating. It was always like, well, what does everyone want?
Yes.
And then let's decide from that.
It's a democratic process.
Yes. Unlike here, where she's like, everyone put their trust in me. So let me make the smartest decisions.
Yeah. But also, I mean, it is different because the production tells her like it's her decision.
It's her decision. That's true. That's true.
So that is very like, that is textual. Yeah. But it is fascinating to watch. I wonder, she does not crumble under it.
No.
That is huge. The amount of pressure, by the way, she had to be under, going from PO1 to PO1 to PO1 to like now leader, and then spoiler alert, PO1. Like the only trajectory she can do on this show is continue at PO1 or fall. Yeah. And that's so intense. Yeah. The pressure is insurmountable. Yeah. The official decision. Main vocal is Ji-yoon.
Ji-yoon, yes. Because she has the signature voice.
She has the most interesting voice out of everybody. We'll come back. Main dancer is Soo-jung. Yep. And center, she has decided to not give to Juwon. She gives it to herself. Which makes sense. And we said that this was probably the only option that she could have picked without kind of ruffling anyone's feathers, truly. Because if she had said I was going to give it to Juwon and then gave it to anyone else, then that could be shady. Or at least just like, it would rub people the wrong way. Yeah. But even when she was trying to figure out what role she wanted, everyone was like, well, don't think about everyone else. Like, take the role you want. Take the role you want. That's why you have the power. And we'll all respect that because you have the power. Mm-hmm. So I think that was the only... I mean, and I do give props to Juwon for being like, yeah, I want to know the reason. Yeah. Because I think she obviously like was hurt by it, but she was like, well, I at least... Jonghyun taking the center is the only decision that could have been made where it doesn't feel shitty. It probably sucks for Juwon, but at least it's like, well, of course. Yeah. She's going to take it for herself. Yeah. Maybe just don't. But maybe just don't shout it out right at the beginning. Don't say it. So meanwhile, Ground has started learning the choreo. They are slow to learning the choreo. Yeah. Which is a bit frustrating for Yuju. They make an effort to show that the same like section that Ground learns all day, Iland learns in 30 minutes. And they're like, it's clean. That's tough. I mean, my ass would be first of all, my ass would not be on the show. I would make it in Boys Planet because there's 100 people. 24? I would not make 24. Absolutely not. Nope. No. Even if I was like, I imagined myself as like
I've trained all my life to do this, blah, blah, blah. I have a special skill, whatever. I still don't think I would do that well.
One of the choreography points that's interesting is there's like this lift that happens.
Yes.
And
they have to form like
a square, like a little seat, and Miss Girl gets lifted, and Iland handles it really well. It's really seamless. And Ground, who was it? I didn't write down who it was.
It was Chan, so our ballerina.
Oh, yes.
Was one of them. It was Chan and Yeon, I think. So the two chuckleheads.
Yeah.
And then Jiwon, who's the vocalist, was the one being lifted.
raised.
And she was like, girl.
Yeah. And they were like, we're so weak.
Oh my God, you guys, we have to be together
muscle.
doing it.
It was so...
That's what I'm saying. It's summer camp.
Yeah. It is a little summer camp, which sometimes summer camp,
yeah,
it can...
camaraderie.
It actually can feel more team efforty because everyone's having a good time.
That's true. I think obviously, like forecasting it, they do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Like overall. So I do think there's obviously some benefit to like, okay, we can lean into it. But Yuju was definitely like, okay, everyone needs to like focus. Please.
Yeah. We'd have a midpoint check.
Surprise.
So Iland has their midpoint check first, and Monica is like,
that was bad.
She goes, it was really not great.
It was really not great.
It was really, really not great. It was really, really, really not great. And it wasn't. She's not wrong.
She's not wrong. Which is funny because in the dance practices, obviously it's clean, but I think the surprise element, honestly, they didn't know they were going to do a midpoint check. That will scare you. That will stress you out. And it'll make you like double think all of the things that you feel like that you've practiced.
Yeah. The wrong people are in the wrong parts. Jiyoon's voice is too unique to be the main vocalist during the whole song. She should be a highlight.
She should be a highlight, yes. Which, I mean, that's
fair.
That's fair. They were saying that like other people could serve better as the center because if Jiyoon is not the main vocal, they were like, John, maybe you should probably be a main vocal instead. Then
Ground has the check, their midpoint check. And they're Monica, like, Yuju, great job.
You are holding this damn team together.
Everyone else.
Flop. Are you in the show? Tamar, do you watch the show? Because Monica was like, y'all aren't even warming up, getting ready for the formation.
They just like stood on stage and then was like
doing the
what
wrong
do we
thing.
do?
They're just like, nah. And they saw Yuju being like, okay, guys, you stand over there.
They were very like Sims. If you have like
free
God
will
mode on. Yes. One of the critiques that's given is that my beloved Chan, my ballerina, she needs to learn how to sing. A fair critique.
But
for a singing competition.
Specifically 24. I think he's like really making it. This is a specific note now for Chan to be like, just you have to start confidently first. You're already yes, you're not the strongest singer, but you're already apologizing for singing.
I love that when they cut to the producers for their
individuals,
for their critiques, when they're talking to the girls one-on-one, they focus on what their specialty is. So he's only going to talk to you about whether your vocals were good or bad.
Yeah.
But when they go back as like a team of 5 and they talk about it, then he'll be like, and I thought the performance was like good, blah, 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 blah. Like, I did appreciate that it's not, he's not ignoring the rest of the performance, but like when he's giving the specific critiques or when any of them are giving the specific critiques, it is what their
looking
specialty
for.
is. Yeah.
Because he really he's basically like, just sing confidently. It's almost like you can't train or judge or practice because he says like, do you know, he asks the question like, how do you get better at singing? And she says practice.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but you have to practice confidently and show it confidently. Otherwise, how will we know what you need to work on?
Right. You just got to go for it.
You just got to go for it. Which like, I understand as a fucking, we say it, like dancers, specifically ballet. Like that
and like
mind.
cheerleaders. It's like a very
yeah.
similar energy of like it is the
mindset is like
perfection.
Perfection.
Yes. There is a proper, technically perfect way to do things, and you should do it that way every time.
Yes.
And both of them, it's like, because if you do it wrong, you can injure yourself.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Yan sprained her ankle.
I know.
I was really, when that happened, I was like, oh no, we're going down to 23.
Yeah, me too.
She didn't.
She didn't. She recovered.
She goes through the whole thing.
But Yan, because I think she's obviously like one of the trainees with the least experience. She was scouted because of a viral video. Like,
yeah.
She's like the... I hate to call her the personality hire, but that's kind of the narrative that she's getting right now.
Yeah, sugar and spice.
Yes. She might be a little uncoordinated, and that may be why
she's very green.
She's very green, so that's why she probably hurt herself.
Yeah. That sucks though. That would stress me the fuck out.
Injuries.
Or
health. Sickness
and in health. Do you remember that, RJ? Do you remember saying those words to me?
And there was a little sickness going around.
Well, in Iland, so they have to redistribute parts.
Yeah.
So Jungin officially takes main vocal. And this is what's weird. They have this whole deliberation, and then there's an official decision still made by
Jungin
Jungin.
still has to make the official decisions, but she
has like it's more of a democratic process this time.
Yes.
She has people audition basically.
Audition, make their case, blah blah blah.
Yeah. Jungin takes main vocal. That means center is left for grabs. The people who want center: Sarang, Juwon, Jimin, Jiyoon. Okay, 4 girls. Very all talented girls.
Yes. Jimin felt stable and safe.
Jimin felt stable and safe. That is the best definition.
Sounds great, but the dancing is it's going to be a tough thing to learn in 4 days.
Jiyoon?
Yeah. Because she's primarily a singer, not a dancer.
Correct.
So really, they've kind of marked those two out and left Sarang and Juwon the two main.
Correct.
Which Juwon was the 12th person that got in Iland, right?
Yes.
She was last place.
She had the least amount of votes to stay in. Mm-hmm.
So this episode, I did not realize like how much that they really valued her skill, and that she had a lot of skill to show. Because genuinely in Unforgiven, I felt like Sarang really like. You said that you like Juwon just a hair more, but to me, I felt like I was paying attention to Sarang, so I was really hoping that Sarang was going to get it.
I would have picked Sarang for this.
But then I watched the two do it, and I was like, oh, I think Juwon has a little more.
Wow, we keep switching. Because I would have picked Sarang.
I think I would have went and put Juwon.
I think Sarang, for me, gives better face.
But see, here, I felt more Juwon connect. There's a little bit more of an edge to her now that I'm noticing. That I think it's because she realized that she was 12th place and now she's like really going for it.
Sure.
And I think with Sarang, especially in this episode, I'm seeing more of like her doubting herself.
Yeah. So they end up picking Juwon, and Sarang cries. Which is very...
Yeah. And she tries to tell herself.
We will say it till the end of time. Any survival show we ever recap, it is endearing how
much they want it and how hard they're wanting
and how much it means to them.
Because she even says in her talking head, like, I don't want to burden other people. Yeah, I don't want to burden other people, but obviously I'm disappointed.
Mm-hmm. The way Coco talks, because she's Japanese. So this is her second language. And it's more...
She takes time to really think about
Ling Chi.
I know, you said that it sounded like Ling Chi talking.
Just like in the terms of like, you can hear the thought behind every syllable being like, I'm thinking about how to say this. Yeah. And it's really endearing. It's so sweet. So Jiyoon, who previously had learned the entire main vocal track,
is now down to 11th or 12th.
Is now down to position 11 or position 12.
Mai was originally position 11.
Yeah.
Jiyoon said, I think I want to try position 11. Because there's a little bit of a moment in it.
I mean, at that point, you were grasping at straws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mai stand is like, if I could speak up, I really want to keep 11.
Which would have sent
She would have sent Ji-yoon to 12.
Ji-yoon to 12. And Ji-yoon at this point, by the way, it's not like she's given up.
She has fully
She's just
crashed.
like, okay, it's fine.
She's
I'll
like,
just take whatever.
yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
And she's like, it doesn't matter, actually, so just take it.
In the final decision
that Jong-un makes,
Jong-un gives her 11 and Mai gets 12.
she says that like Ji-yoon's voice will be a better highlight in 11 than 12.
Yes.
Ji-yoon is not...
Jong-un talks to Mai.
Jong-un talks to Mai. Yeah.
And is like, sorry that happened, but this is why. She explains herself. And
Yeah.
Mai's like, fine.
Mai's like, it's
I can
okay.
still do it. She's upset.
She's upset, but she
does
says,
not show it.
But she says, "Don't worry
But
about
she
me."
does not
She does not
show it.
She tells Jong specifically, "Don't worry about me. I'm gonna make 12 the best part. Like it's gonna be it's gonna be the best part of the song." Which I mean, she just
she does a great job.
She does that.
She has a highlighting moment for sure.
Ji-yoon.
It is so hard. This whole Ji-yoon narrative in this episode, I can see from every single point of view.
I know.
I have been in Ji-yoon's shoes.
I have been Ji-yoon,
when
girl.
I've been like, okay, I'll tea.
All tea, all shade.
I'll tea, no shade.
All tea, no shade. When you didn't get what role?
When I did not get Pippin and Pippin. And I, as a senior, when they announced they were doing the show next year and the like head of the theater department was like, you know, I really hope you audition for Pippin. And I was like, the whole summer, just listening to that
Listening to Corner in the Sky. Bitch.
I go in there and I go, get
Get
away, corner of the sky. Okay, great. I kind of nail it. Sorry. Kind of nail it. And then I am cast as one of the 30 members of the ensemble. This was also the smallest show we ever did as a musical. It's like the first time we ever like cut people for the ensemble. Yes. We also all had individual bows. It took like 7 minutes. I'm not kidding. It was so obnoxious. For Pippin.
Because in
the original show, they had individual bows. Yeah. But like, they weren't a cast of 50 total, guys. Anyway. Good friend of mine got cast as Pippin. And I was...
sourpuss.
Nasty. Ooh!
You were a nasty girl. Nasty.
I was a nasty girl.
Nasty.
And I had to... by the time we finished the show, I like got out of the funk. But like definitely at the beginning, I was so... And this happens with theater all the time.
All the time. Especially high school theater.
Especially high school theater. Especially like seniors who don't get the role they think they deserve.
Yep.
And I did.
I can't complain. I got the lead in my senior show. So.
Oh yeah, what show was that, RJ?
The Grapes of Wrath.
Oh. Would that we all could have seen it.
Oh man.
So I've been Ji-yoon. I've had this exact experience where I've been like really salty. I did not have this experience in college. But I didn't. Did I? I didn't.
Yonkers.
Oh, I did. That was...
And You're in Town. It's the same director, too.
Oh, fuck. I did have this experience in college. I have apparently blocked them out.
So thanks for bringing it back. But I think in college...
But I don't know who I actually would have been in... I don't think... The problem
Looking back...
The problem with the high school thing... I think in college, the productions that I didn't get in where I thought like I had a pretty good shot... Those were still good performances.
Yeah.
And I was like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not saying that the person who played Pippin was bad, but I just felt like I really had tried.
Yeah.
That was what was frustrating.
Yeah.
I was like, Sarang. I was like so upset.
Yeah.
I was like,
see, and we understand.
It's the earnestness.
Yeah.
It's literally what people hate about musical theater.
I know.
Is how incredibly earnest it is.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not the point of the whole show.
It's not about you.
It's not about me. It's about Ji-yoon. So Ji-yoon is
literally learning the choreo.
And then the minute the song is over, like separates herself from the group,
goes to the pillar
and just like pouts. The same practice room, by the way, as from 4 years ago.
I know.
It's so funny to think about. This is where
when Jimmy
Kay
was like,
and Jake and all of them were like lifting up their abs and showing off their arms. This is just wild to think about.
To think that,
That's not going to be happening on this show.
No. Jongwon had to be like, I'll talk to her. Because everyone is literally, it's like
so obvious. It's
but
so obvious.
You understand how she feels.
100%.
Right?
You are so in your own head.
You're in that room and you're like, okay, I know how
and she's not wrong. She has gotten this ripped out from
3 days of learning the main vocal part.
For literally nothing to then go to part 11.
For one line.
I mean, like it would be a bloodbath. I would be so mad.
Yeah.
So I do understand it, but
yes, you
girly pop. This is the problem.
It's a teamwork challenge.
More than that, girl.
It's national TV.
More than that. I'll tell you what it really is. This is not the first season of the show. You should know that they are your peers are going to vote people in and out. And I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe in Iland 1, I would have accepted like, oh, they had no idea that was going to be an aspect of this, blah, 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 blah.
Not now,
girl. It has at this point pretty much been a 1-to-1 except for a few minor differences.
Yeah. But here's the thing. When was Iland 1? 4 years ago?
4 years ago.
They were 12.
Right? But you don't start down the path of I'm going to be on Iland and not go like, maybe I should open rewatch that Weverse app let me watch
buy
some
the damn Weverse.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me get the credit so I can buy the season.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm not victim blaming, but
just something to think about.
Yeah. And a good note going forward in any kind of team aspect energy ever in your life. People do not want to be around a sad sack. Even if you have been slighted and it is very clear that you were, you have to take it on the chin and just keep going.
Yeah.
Especially in entertainment. Because people are so powerful.
Because you can't lose sight of what you're trying to go for.
June, I hope you're watching this. I have no doubt you're watching this.
Jongwon talks to her. And it's like diva
doll. We gotta.
And June does apologize. Like in the next time that they're all together, she says, I was in my feelings.
Yes.
And I'm not going to jeopardize the team.
Correct. Seems to be too little too late. Bobbity bobbity blah. Fuko also gets sick. Just something to think about as well, because that will come back.
Fuko is sick. Yuri is sick. They're both dancing in
masks.
There's this clip of Yuri literally like a dying Victorian child. Just like...
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, they're...
Oi, Mr. Yumi Dad. Yeah. That.
The last time we referenced Oi, Mr. Yumi Dad, someone on the comments asked, what is this reference? What is... And I don't even... The brain rot, the internet... I cannot tell you.
I think
it's a fake... It's a real doll, and I think... It was a Photoshop of the caption.
But the real doll is from an Antiques Roadshow in Britain, I believe.
Yeah.
Iland goes first. What do we think about the Iland performance?
Let's do high-low.
Sure, let's do high-low.
Jongwon. Period. End of story.
The vocals are
so good.
Normally, my bar for survival shows is literally stability.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like you're weak.
Good.
Yeah.
They are good vocals. Like it's not just like, oh, you're singing
like
strongly.
Turn on the microphone and record it.
Yes. Good.
T. Okay, so she was my highlight. Mai was one of my other highlights. She said, I'm going to be 12 and it's going to be the best part. And she steals when the camera is on her for that little tiny part, you like can't help but watch her.
Yep.
She has like completely gotten your attention. And Juwon.
Oh.
I thought Juwon as the center was really good.
I thought so too.
Justified. I
thought so too.
Because even though, the stupid shoelaces, I think even Lee Jung was like, okay, I don't know why I did that. It's hard. It's like, yeah, I get it.
Is it hard? I'm gonna be
try.
I'm gonna be on the other side of the fence with this one.
Tying your shoelaces in an 8 count and then immediately hitting a pose like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kick. Try it.
Happy to. Let me go grab a shoe.
I'm gonna give you 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay.
Okay.
5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That is
6,
not how
7,
fast
8.
it is.
Ha.
I
No,
also don't think it was 1/8 count.
okay, fine. I'll give you 12.
Give me 12. Because there's no way it's 8.
Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Pow!
And Monica said, "Oh my god."
Wait. One more time. I'm going to get it this time.
Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Okay, I'll give you 16.
Okay.
A 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, do-do-do-do. 5, 6, do-do-do-do-do. 1, 2, do-do-do-do.
There's definitely no way it's...
It's 16.
It's
It's
16.
7 and 12.
I think it's
8 to 12. Jimin also does a really good job. She does she has a good face.
Yes.
When it's like on her, she just like,
Yes. I liked her part a lot, actually.
yeah. But
I just think the song is really good.
I know.
I was just like so into this performance, and I do think this performance versus the Into the Iland Signal Song performance is I was able to see more individual members
Yes,
than I
correct.
felt like I did in Into the Island.
I also think just like this girl crush concept, girls like doing it. They like like they enjoy being able to like break the mold and be like, I'm hot.
Cunty, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
But I think like Into the Island is a little bit more sentimental. So like
Yes.
It's
a very different vibe.
you're trying to like it's
You're
almost like
yearning.
yearning.
Yeah.
So it's
I guess the only critique I might have for this song,
for the song.
yeah, is that it's not really a signal song.
Yeah.
Into the Island is like about them being on the show. You're trying to go for it.
That's
Like it's
true.
a whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my only thing.
It's a
just,
bop.
It's just like a good
It's-
song. I wouldn't call it like
The signal.
the
song.
signal song should be like kind of the thesis
Emblematic of the show.
what the show is. Their scores range from 75 to 96 individually, which gives them an average of 84, which means
They do lose three
girlies are going to ground. Then they say the person who has the highest score is exempt from having to go to ground. So even if you don't like her, guess what, girl? She's staying.
She's saying, and it's Jonghyun.
And it's Jonghyun. The top 3 scores were Jimin, Juwon, and Jonghyun. So it's Jonghyun. Once again, and it's correct. I
It's
think,
correct.
I would say. And she gets center for the music video.
Oh, we didn't even know that. It just like they just sprung it on to you.
Yes. Crazy. The lowest 3 scores, because they all go in and they're going to vote for 3 people that they want to stay in ground or stay in Iland with them. They're not voting people to leave. So that is one huge shift of this show is they are not voting who is leaving. They're not voting who they dislike per se, or at least so it doesn't seem that way.
Yeah.
They are voting for who they want to build a team with.
Yeah.
Build up. The lowest 3 scores were Yui, Sebi, and Fuko. Fuko probably because she was sick, is my guess.
Yeah. And Sabi and Yui just like didn't feel impactful.
Yeah, they got a little lost.
They got a little lost, yeah.
Easy to do in a 12-person
And a 12-person
performance.
song, yeah,
Mhm.
totally.
So
So hold on to that, girls.
hold on to that info because
Ground
has
is
to
like,
go.
great, we can go because there's
They're
3 people
thrilled.
eliminated. They literally see the announcement. There was an elimination in Iland, and they all start jumping
Screaming.
for joy.
Yeah.
At other people's demise.
What do we think of the ground performance?
If Yuju was not in this performance, it would not hold up, I think. But I agree with everyone, all the producers saying they have improved since the midpoint. You've seen that they can work hard, they can focus.
Yes.
And they've called out that like Minsol, they actually liked Minsol's main dancer better than Sojong. Which I kind of would agree a little bit. I felt a little bit more drive in Minsol than Sojong.
Minsol to me had a more Gen Z. This is such a
interesting.
This doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I might as well be saying nothing.
Yeah.
It had more of a Gen Z energy, and Sujung just felt like she was doing
Choreo.
like street woman choreo.
Yeah. So
And it was
just
like excellently executed,
they're like two,
but yeah, just different energies.
Yeah, I agree.
Coming into the song. Yuju is so good.
Yuju's great.
Like genuinely really good.
Yeah.
I actually have no idea why she is in ground.
The only other person that stood out to me was Soul.
Yes, I agree. Yes.
I mean, we liked her in Cake.
Yes.
We thought that she should have been the one to stay.
Yep.
I actually ended up liking what Cheon did. And they told her, like, obviously you still have work to do. Like the vocals, it was the best she sounded because
Correct.
she sung out loud.
Correct. Yeah.
I think she still has like choreo issues to like work through. Like there was some stumbles and like timing stuff. But I mean, they did that lift great. They said they liked the lift better.
Was it in the midpoint where they all sing together and they were like,
no, that's in this one where they're like,
so that's one thing that I found interesting. In Iland with the boys, it felt like the ground performance of the Signal song was more, they wanted it more.
Yeah.
And the Islanders were like kind of
just
resting
doing the
on
choreo.
their laurels.
Yeah.
Yes. And in one way, I don't think the Grounders were better as an overall performance, but I felt more from the Grounders in that performance of the Signal song.
You don't feel that way.
In this, I do feel like the Islanders did the better performance. Yeah.
I think
overall,
the Grounders, this is their best performance, like individually their best performance so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's still room to grow.
Here's the lineup of who stays in Iland. Jeongin, okay. Mai, Sujung.
Mai was the second vote
vote
getter. Yeah.
And the questions
are
what are you voting on? Are you voting on I love to hang out with Mai and I think she's really good and blah 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 blah?
Is it they did a great job in the performance?
She wanted part 11 and she got screwed over but still killed part 12? Like no one gives their official reason, but like it's interesting.
It's clear. I mean, some people will say stuff like they were giving a little bit of what people were saying.
7 of the 12 girls voted for her.
Yeah.
Sujung gets 7 votes, Jimin gets 6, Sebi, Coco, Yui, Juan, and Sarang.
Sarang takes the last spot.
Those are
so Fuko,
the 9 girls.
Gyuri, and Jiun.
Right. Here are the 3 reactions. Fuko dissolves into tears.
I think because she was leader in Afterlike.
Yes.
Everyone praised her for being so caring, so nurturing, so helpful.
She gets no votes.
She gets no votes because she's mostly sick.
And
a lot of people, you had a type of way about it because people were saying like she should be taking care of her health more. Girl, you're in a concrete box.
Right. It's not. Yeah.
If you're sick, you're sick.
There is a level of people genuinely do, and this is like, I can't believe I'm about to say this. Disability advocates talk about this all the time. Yeah. The people who are abled do not think about how they are one accident away from having problems forever. Yeah. And that's not what's happening here, obviously. Right. But like, there is a level of if you just try hard enough, you'll be healthy.
Yes, you don't think about like sickness or ailments.
Correct.
At all, because you don't have them.
Correct. Because you don't have them. Yes. So there you go. It's interesting. I don't love that.
I don't love that Fuko felt like she had to be quote unquote punished, but I mean, she also doesn't. But I
also understand, like, if she's not at rehearsals, I also would be like, I understand why people didn't vote.
People didn't think to vote for her because I didn't see her. The same reasoning kind of goes with Gyuri, but Gyuri
is like,
she's like, I'll just work harder.
I saw it coming. Kaja. I'm gonna see you later.
Because also she's like super young. She wasn't even like she didn't even realize she didn't have expectations she was going to be in Iland anyway.
Correct.
So she was like, I already like told myself, I mean, it's giving. I've been acting since I was like 6. And she's like, not every gig is a gig,
She didn't think this was Iland. She thought this was IU land. Okay. Is that something?
No. So she definitely, I would say, takes it the best.
Yes. Here's now where we enter the segment of the show where we scream about how iconic this June reaction is.
June literally is like...
Should we each give a take?
Yeah. This is, hi, I'm reading for the part of June from Iland 2.
Finding out that she is going to ground in episode 2. Okay, that was great. That was really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. A scoff, divas. First of all, everyone is getting up, rushing to Fuko, who is sobbing uncontrollably. Gyuri like shaking hands with people, being like, "Thank you."
June has not moved.
Sitting, she's literally, and Jongin tries to go.
plotting the demise of everyone in the room.
Like fully plotting to burn down Iland. And Jongin even tries to go up to her and like console her and like even tries to talk to her.
Jongin, I would not.
Jongin, I would not.
You're not the one she wants comforted.
Target number 1.
There is a level of, I also like Jiyoon. I would be like, none of you voted for me. Why are you trying to comfort me? She literally was like,
no one voted for me.
Not a soul in this room.
Yeah. And they're like, well, that's okay. Like Jongin was like, you'll work hard and we'll see you here too. And she basically says along the lines of like, or maybe I won't.
Or maybe that's it.
And then gets up and walks to the meatball.
Walks through everybody.
Through everyone and
without looking at a single soul. And then does her scoff.
Well, everyone is like, because I think Fuko and Gyuri are like...
Once they see her walk, they start to also walk.
Fuko and Gyuri walk. And I think everyone is like, we'll see you again soon. Don't worry. And then she scoffs.
And then she goes...
and then stands in the middle of the meatball. Fuko and Gyuri like clutching onto each other. And she is just...
This is iconic.
Bitch, I'm fucking sad.
Listen, gay men have written musicals about less than that. So, when's the Jiyoon musical opening on Broadway?
Jiyoon the musical, bitch.
I would like to see it.
I would like to see it.
Philippa Soo is Jiyoon.
People Soo would do a great Jiyoon.
So good.
Wow. Who would be Jongin?
My mind.
Who would be Jongin?
Ariana DeBose. Keep going. I can do this all day.
No. And Monica would be
Cheetah Rivera.
Stupid. Oh my god.
Donna
Murphy. Stalker Channing. Veritas.
What's her name? Who does Turkey Lurkey Time?
Donna McKechnie?
Donna McKechnie.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah. Listen.
Vanessa Williams.
Vanessa Williams is Taeyang.
Diva, we're going straight to Broadway. No workshops needed.
No workshops, no
previews, straight to Broadway.
No sits probe, nothing.
Bitch.
No Vondel probe.
Yeah.
Opening.
Circle in the Square presents June.
Exclamation point, the musical.
Exclamation point, the musical. Written by two.
And the exclamation point is just the I in June flipped out upside down.
Give us the Tonys, bitch. I don't know what to tell you.
Sorry, Audra. I guess you thought you were going to win your 7th Tony next year.
The opening number would obviously be the final love song. And it's like...
And it starts the exact same way as the chorus line. A 5,
Yes,
6,
they're
7,
learning
8.
it, yeah.
Da, 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 da.
And it's the final love song, and she comes in. But we see as they're practicing the choreography, we see vignettes of her like growing up,
better,
being told
better,
that like
better.
she's always had the special
It's not
voice.
the official performance of "It's a Final Love Song." It's the practice. It's the practice room, and she's the one just standing in the middle, and everyone's doing the choreography around her, and she's barely putting in effort.
Yeah,
this is where the hubris starts.
Yeah.
And then Act 1 ends with the. That's the end of Act 1.
No, the end of Act 1.
Please, guys.
The end of Act 1, she scoffs. Meatball turns around. Curtain. Intermission.
Yeah, in this, it has, theatricality, obviously. She has to be in the meatball for the scoff.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah.
Tony.
And the meatball moves really fast.
Oh.
In a blackout.
And then Act 2...
Curtain.
Is 10 years later.
Yes. And she
meets Joan for the first time at Mama. I don't know. What
See on Broadway, girls. It's iconic because everyone has been the person who's been like, I don't want to perform this entire charade of like, oh, woo, 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 woo.
Well, I'm sad. I'm being humble.
Mad.
I'm mad.
I'm pissed.
I'm mad. I'm pissed.
I would not. Also, the other thing we didn't even say is she's extra upset because she found out she got an 88 as her individual
she
score.
She did better. She's done better. This is her best score.
Yeah.
The rest of round goes back and they find out that the 3 who just got kicked out are already there. So they walk in, they're screaming. They're like, what?
Why is Fuko here?
Why is Fuko here? Gyuri runs to them because Gyuri's like, I missed you guys.
Yeah.
And June,
this is why I like Gyuri, because it's just like that's the energy I want to be around. It's just like someone who's just being sweet,
who's
all
just
the
like
time.
yeah, and it's like I can't control what's happening. 100%. I can only control what I'm doing. And if that's
would Jiyun in real life stress me out with this energy? 100%.
Absolutely.
Do I love watching it on television? 100%. Two things can exist at the same time.
I know, and that's the thing. I'm curious if were people mad.
Yeah, let us know because obviously we didn't watch this in real time.
So how did people react to
think this was a sleigh? Did people because there is a level of like we've talked about this before. Idols have to be super humble. They have to be confident but not cocky. They have to like water off a duck's back, jinx monsoon. Like idols are supposed to be perfect.
Yeah.
Obviously it's an insane amount of pressure that we put on mostly teenagers.
Yeah.
But that is like what the ideal is. This is not that. I mean, this is a very human reaction, which is why it's so fascinating.
Because we're
so
finally
often we never see actual human reactions on these survival shows.
And now we're actually getting to see someone go through the emotions that we immediately understand.
It's just like all the like drama that happened in like Boys Planet with like Christian or like when Wang Jihao was getting upset. Was it Wang Jihao?
No,
it was
Ma Jingxiang.
Things you understand why they would be frustrating in the moment, and like watching them, you're like, oh no, you're getting in your own way.
They're getting in your own way.
Yes,
that's why we watch Drag Race. That's why when we see someone like the inner saboteur.
Yes,
it sucks, and they learn the lesson, but. I'm fucking having a great time watching drama.
That's why it's always more interesting to watch someone overcome something in order to win, as opposed to they just skate all the way to the end.
Right.
This is why it's like I'm nervous for Jungin because there's an interesting. They're gonna have to give her a separate narrative other than like she's doesn't do well, then she does well.
I mean, she's gonna be June's #1 target. I don't think she's saying like Joan is the reason to do this, but. They're definitely painting him that way because Jongwon was kind of just like silent. I think just like the whole thing is affecting. It's the first elimination. Yeah. It's the first shift.
Yeah.
But they're kind of painting it in a way that like Jiyoon is out for revenge, bitch.
Yeah. It's so good.
And then they show the trailer for the next episode and her and Fuko are wearing blue headdresses. Like
what's
she's
happening?
Summer camp.
Yeah. There's summer camp. Ground is summer camp.
Ground
this
is summer
time.
camp for sure. I can't believe I'm eating this up.
Oh.
Well, like, I'm really surprised that this is happening. Like the Jian thing.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't expect it. Because I
It's
would
just-
assume like the girls would just be more extra hyper aware of like, I'm on TV, so I need to like really hold my
But
emotions
almost
in.
like because they've grown up with it,
It's generational, right?
Yes.
Like they're like, oh no, I'm open to my fucking feelings.
I grew up in front of a camera.
Yeah.
You're gonna get all of me. If you want me, you're gonna get all of me. And that's girl crush behavior.
And that's girl crush. That's like the attitude that evokes from like a Blackpink
100%.
song. Literally. Lovesick girls, bitch. The scoff
It's
heard
so
around the
good.
world.
It's so good.
Okay, do you have a 6?
Um,
After this first. We might have the same 6.
we're probably the same 6.
John.
Tongan.
We might not have the
We
same
might
6.
have to have the same 6.
You go first this time.
Tongan. Fuko. Sujung. Jiyoon. I do think she's a really good voice.
She does. I think that dancing is obviously it needs work.
The dancing needs work, but you know what? I'd rather have someone who needs to learn how to dance
Than to learn how
someone
to
needs
sing.
to learn how to sing. So
So you're not picking
I'm
Chan?
not
then?
picking Chan this week.
Okay.
That being said, Chan. Wait, how many was that? Was that 3 or 4?
You said
Oh, that was 4.
that's 4. You said Jongwon, Fuko, Sojung, Sujung,
Sujung
Sujung, and Jian.
in June. Coco. And Yuju.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I tried to do kind of half
Try
and
to
half.
half and half, yeah. John, Mai, Juan.
6 is so few.
I know.
We only are doing 6 because I saw people put
We
together their ideal 6 on Twitter.
Yeah.
So I'm
I
assuming
think
they've
it's
said
6.
it's 6, but I don't know.
A fourth of the cast. Crazy.
That's crazy.
Okay, John, Mai, Juwan,
Mm-hmm.
Guri,
Oh, God. Uh-huh. Fuck.
Soul,
Sure.
Yuju. I think she really.
Yeah.
It's always the leaders that come out of ground. Jay.
Yes,
Like that's
I
literally
know.
how Jay became.
I was
like-
gonna say she has like a Jay narrative happening, but Jay didn't. This is early. This would be early for Jay's narrative.
Yes, yeah, because right now Nikki was like the leader, and
Right.
everyone was
Well, I mean, technically, Ji-yoon has the Nicki narrative right now of being like important and then getting sent to
What
ground
if
immediately.
Ji-yoon makes
I
this
mean, it will be
group?
interesting to watch this and see what
how it
narratives
resolves. Yeah, totally.
Well, I mean, just like comparing season 1 to season 2, like
Right.
who gets the same narrative trajectories? Because they're already kind of setting up, obviously, like Jungin with Heesung.
yeah,
Heesung with K. It depends on where this leadership storyline goes.
Goes through,
If
yes.
she like
crumbles and like
and has
takes a
to
step
learn
back.
how to become a leader.
Because that's the thing. Heesung fully stepped back.
Right, but
from
then
being
K's
leader.
leadership narrative was like he was like not a good leader, and then he like had to learn how to be a better leader, and then
Yes.
was, which again was my favorite narrative in the show. It's fascinating. I'm obsessed.
Yeah, tuned
It's so
in,
good.
bitch.
Tune into the meatball next week.